Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So now that we're finally done with Marvel Phase 3 movies, I thought I would go over my rankings of all 11 of the Marvel Phase 3 movies. Now this one was really hard because I really like most of the movies, or I love a lot of the movies in Phase 3. But there is one that stands out as being, to me, really weak. And so coming in at number 11 in last place for me is going to be Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now, I really enjoy the first Ant-Man. I thought it's a lot of fun. The second one, I just thought sort of lost some of that visual style that the first movie had. I thought there wasn't enough Ant-Man doing cool Ant-Man stuff with the suit. The suit was like malfunctioning. And I just think it lost focus with the weird villains and Sonny Birch and running around with the lab. So I just think the movie is kind of not that good. It's still okay. It's not like terrible movie, but it's going to be last place in Marvel Phase 3 of the movies. So that is Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now coming in at number 10 is going to be Spider-Man Far From Home. Now, I think for me, Spider-Man Far From Home might be my least favorite of the Tom Holland Spider-Man trilogy. And it's an okay movie. I like it. There's some good stuff to enjoy. I like Mysterio a lot. I just think that it doesn't really have that sort of fun wonder that the Homecoming had. And even though there's a lot of stuff that I do like, I just feel like the action is not that good. And it's just not really a plot that I really connect with. Like the first one, you really kind of like feel for Peter because he likes this girl, but the girl's dad is the Vulture, and what does he do, and how does he, try to be Spider-Man? And in this one, there's really like no connection to Mysterio. Mysterio's kind of the hero, but then he's actually the villain, and Peter doesn't know how to talk to MJ, and all this sort of stuff going on. It doesn't really feel very cohesive, but I still enjoy the movie. I still like Spider-Man Far From Home. To me, it's just kind of on the weaker side, especially in the lineup of Marvel Phase 3. Coming in at number 9 is going to be Doctor Strange. Now, this one was actually pretty tough because I feel like these middle rankings could just switch at any day. Like, today it's number 9, tomorrow it could be higher up on the list. But for right now, I'll go number 9, Doctor Strange, particularly because I don't think Caecilius is a really good villain. And the ending of the movie kind of just... I like the beginning of the movie, everything we get set up with Doctor Strange and his love interest, Christine, and then going to Carmitage and meeting the Ancient One and all of that stuff and his training. All that stuff is really good. But I think the second half of the movie kind of just slows down and falls apart a little bit. And so I still like Doctor Strange, I do. But it's not, I would say, out of Phase 3 movies, it's kind of a little bit on the lower list. But again, these next few rankings could be all swapped. So number 8 is going to be Captain Marvel. And I really like Captain Marvel, I think, more than most people. I like Carol Danvers. Problem is, she's the least interesting character in her own movie, and that's a problem. But I do like Nick Fury. I like being in the 90s a lot. That's a lot of fun. The action's okay, but I do like the expression of Carol's powers and the sort of mystery reveal and the twist with the scrolls at the end. So I do enjoy Captain Marvel. It has some problems for sure. Jan Rog and the Kree and all that stuff is not great, but I still really enjoy it. But again, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, these are all interchangeable pretty much. I think they're about right at the same level. And then coming in at number 7 is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And I think I like this one more than most people do. I prefer it over the first Guardians for a few reasons. I think Ego is a better villain, and I like the journey that we put these characters through. I like Drax and Mantis. I love Gamora and Nebula's relationship continue. Rocket gets some good moments. So I think emotionally it's just a little bit better of a film. It may not be as fun or funny as the first movie, but sometimes that's a little bit of a trade-off. I still think it's pretty good. And so Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 comes in at number 7. But that, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, I put them all kind of in the same like level. Like they could switch at any day. But I still like in that movie as well. Coming in at number 6 is going to be Black Panther. So I think this might be a little. I think people would rank it a little bit higher than I do. I don't love Black Panther. I do think it kind of falls apart towards the end. But I really do like that first half of the movie. Everything up until T'Challa goes over the waterfall, and then we lose our main character for like 20 minutes. Um, but I still think it's a pretty good movie. I really like Wakanda. I like the visualizations, and I think Killmonger's a good villain. So number 6 is going to be Black Panther. Coming in at number 5 is Spider-Man: Homecoming. I think I like this movie probably more than most people in ranks of the MCU. I really enjoy Homecoming. I think the Vulture's great villain. I like Peter's journey throughout this movie. Him and the back and forth between Tony Stark, I think, works really well. I like all of the side characters. It's just a lot of fun, also. And so, yeah, number 5 is Spider-Man: Homecoming. I think it might be the best of the Tom Holland trilogy so far. Let's see how I feel when I rewatch No Way Home again. But yeah, I really enjoy Spider-Man: Homecoming a lot. Coming in at number 4 is going to be Avengers: Endgame. Now, I know some people love this movie probably more than I do. I really love Avengers: Endgame. I mean, this is where Phase 3 is like at its peak. These you know these next few ones. But I think Endgame is definitely too long. I really don't like the 5 year gap for some reason. I just don't like it. I don't like killing off 3 of our main Avengers. I Again, I think it's a little too long. But there are a lot of great moments in it, and the end battle scene is a lot of fun. But again, I just think that the next 3 I prefer more. But I still really love Avengers Endgame a lot, and of course, love the journey we go through with Cap and Tony and everything, and Thor also. So Avengers Endgame comes in at number 4. So number 3 is actually going to be Thor Ragnarok. I love Thor Ragnarok. To me, this is like top tier Marvel, because not only is it really funny, it's also got a lot of deep emotions when you really look at it. There's a lot of little subtle moments in there that really tell you a lot about these characters. And we get introduced to Valkyrie. I love Jeff Goldblum as the Grandmaster. I mean, there's just a lot of really great stuff. Hela's a cool villain. She's not a great villain, but she's cool. So I just love Thor Ragnarok. I think it's paced very well. I think it just works on all levels. It's definitely top tier MCU for me. So that's number 3. Coming in at number 2 is Captain America: Civil War. Now, when I first saw this movie in theaters, I was blown away. I absolutely loved it. Since I've been rewatching the MCU and I've seen it multiple times, I don't think it's as good as The Winter Soldier, but it's still a really good movie, and there's still a lot of good stuff. I'm not sure that if you take out the airport battle scene, people will like this movie as much as they do, and that's a little bit of a problem because I think Zemo is not a great villain and not a really great foil for Cap. But I think everything that we do, and obviously we have to set up the tearing the Avengers apart for Avengers Infinity War and Endgame and stuff, so. But I still think it's a lot of fun. I still love Captain America's arc. And so I really like, and we get introduced to Black Panther in this movie. And to me, it's the best version of Black Panther T'Challa that we have so far in the MCU. So for those reasons, I like Captain America Civil War. It's number 2. So that means number 1 is going to be Avengers Infinity War. This movie is probably my favorite Marvel movie in the MCU. I just love Infinity War so much. I mean, I just think it's paced very well. I think the story's well. I think Thanos is a great villain. I love what we do with all of our main Avengers. I like seeing everybody paired up differently with like Iron Man and Doctor Strange, and Thor and Rocket, and the Guardians and everything. So I really love all that stuff that we do. There's a lot of great touching moments. Again, I cry every time Gamora dies, and I'm not a big Gamora fan, but that's just the way the movie plays out. It does such a great job eliciting those emotions. Wanda and Vision are great, and so for that, I think Avengers Infinity War is number one in Marvel Phase 3, and my personal probably number one out of the MCU as a whole. So, that's my rankings of Marvel Phase 3. I think it's very solid. Really, the only weak movie I feel it has is Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think numbers 9 through 6 could just kind of be interchangeable, in my opinion, of these rankings, because I think Doctor Strange is good. I think Captain Marvel's good. I think Guardians is good. I think Black Panther's good. It's kind of hard to rank those. But definitely number one is Avengers Infinity War. Number two is Captain America Civil War. Number three is Thor Ragnarok. Those are definitely top three MCU movies, or at least the Phase 3. And so I really love, and I don't know, actually I might even put Thor Ragnarok above Civil War, maybe. But I just think that Phase 3 was just so solid and so well done, and the movies are so fun, and they do a great job of introducing new characters and everything, and also tearing apart the Avengers and then reuniting the Avengers. Thanos was a great villain for the ending. The introduction of Spider-Man was great. So I just think Phase 3 was really awesome. And so those are my rankings for the movies of Marvel Phase 3. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Do you have a vastly different ranking? Maybe you love Ant-Man and the Wasp. And that's great if you do. For me, it just does not work. Not compared to the first Ant-Man, and not compared to the rest of Marvel Phase 3. Maybe you're somebody that hates Captain Marvel and Doctor Strange, or maybe you're somebody that, doesn't like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 as much as I do. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button if you like the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more Marvel content. And until next time, guys, that's all I have. Marvel Phase 3. Take care.